Problem number 2. Corey is reviewing a practice test but has lost the answer key to the 10 true-false questions. He knows that, first of all, there are the same number of true answers as false answers. He also knows that the first and the last answers are the same. There are at least 3 false answers in a row. The answers to questions 5 and 9 are false, and question 8 is true. And there are more true answers than false in the first 5 questions. How many possible answer keys meet this criteria? Alright, wow, there's a lot of information to process, and so it's really just a matter of working systematically. I'm going to start by just drawing some blanks here. We know we have 10 questions, so I'm going to draw 10 blanks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to start filling in what we know. And I can see we have the most detail in this thing right here. The answer to questions 5 and 9 are false. So let's find question 5. 5 is here, so this is false. And number 9 is false. And then we're told that number 8 is true, right? So we're given that. And so now we can work within that. We're also given, let's see, the first and last answers are the same. So we know that if this is true, then this has to be true. And if this is false, then this has to be false. Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind. We know there's the same number of true answers as false answers. So we know we have to have 5 true, and we have to have 5 false. Oops, 5 false, right? And we also know there are 3 false answers in a row. And we also know that there's more false answers, more true answers than false in the first 5. I'm going to draw a little dashed line across here to kind of break up. This is the first 5, this is the last 5. Okay? So I'm thinking maybe the next thing to look at would be to see if we can place these 3 false answers in a row. Okay? And I know, so like for example, if I put the 3 false answers in these first 3 places, then I would violate this last criteria that there has to be more true than false in the first 5 questions. So, and really if I put those 3 false in a row anywhere in those first 5 questions, I would be violating that. Now they could overlap this breaking point. So, you know, I could have false, 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 or the first false could be actually this same thing, this number 5. I could have false, false, false. So I'm actually good. Let's draw those 2 possibilities. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we know this is false, this is true, and this is false. And I want to do those 2 possibilities. So oops. I want to draw another set of blanks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is false, this is true, and this is false. Okay, so we're placing the 3 false answers. Excuse me. So, now we said that we really can't have it here because then we'd have 3 false in the first 5. Well, we could put it here, so we could have false, false, false. Or we could put it here, false, false, false. Now if we put it, so if the start of the string was here, then we run into this true. And really anything beyond that, we run into the true, and we can't get 3 falses in a row. So it looks like these are the 2 possibilities for where to put the false the string of false answers in a row. All right. So let's work with that now. All right. So we know that we have to have more trues than falses. So let's look at this case first. So in this case, we would have to have true, 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 right? Because we had to have more truths than falses, and so we can only put 2 falses in the first set, the first 5. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 truths. We need 1 more true, and we know that the first answer and the last answer have to be the same, so this would have to be true. And so then this has to be false. So that's one possibility. Alright, let's look up here. Now, again, we can only have 1 more false in this set. And you can see we've already placed 4 falses. 1, 2, 3, 4 falses. So we only have 1 false total. Okay? So, if the false was here, or if it was here, then both of these, the last and the first answers would have to be the same, which would, we would end up with more than 5 falses. Okay, so we know that the first and the last answers have to be true. Okay? And then, let's see, we're left with, we have 4 falses. We got to place the last false answer. And there's really only, well, there's 3 blanks here, and those are the only places we could put them. So you could think of it, well, we could put it here, here, or here. So let's start with it here. I probably should have done these in opposite order, but so if we put the false here, then this would have to be true, and this would have to be true. So that's another possibility. So let's draw out another set of blanks here. And we're working with this. So let's, so far we have true. We had that this was false, 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 true, false, true. Okay, so that's what we're given so far. First case, we put the false here. Next, we'll put the false here. That would be another possibility. Then this would have to be true, and this would have to be true. Okay? Now, the other possibility would be to put the false in the third blank. So we were working with these 3 blanks, so I'm just going to rewrite what we had. False, true, false, true. But the problem is if we put the false here, and then the 2 trues here, okay, we had those 3 blanks we were working with, so we could put the false here, or here, or here. But you can see that these 2 are identical, okay? So we're just looking for the number of unique answer keys. So I'm actually gonna cross this one out because we've already got that one covered. Okay? So these are the 3 possible answer keys. Okay? We've got so the answer is there are only 3. Okay? And that's it. It's just a matter of just working really systematically.